got this little video set up here. Little tripod looking thingy bow jigger. I'm gonna try to shoot some clips while I'm in the drive home. But yeah, when I started to want to lose weight, I'd been 300 pounds and I'd cut down to about 286 during football season, kind of losing some muscle, kind of losing some fat. And that was that was just working out extra hard, eating better, not eating absolute crap. And then when I was serious, I was stuck around, I got down to probably, I don't know, I was something, and then I went back to about 286, and that's kind of where it started, where I was like, okay, I want to lose weight, and I'm going to make a video, which someday I'll share. It's too soon to share, though, where I went all out, and I talked about how my football career was over, and it was time for me to do something else. And the thing I loved about playing football, is that there's so many, kids that look up to you. When you're a football player, there's young kids, young boys. They look up to you, and they look at you as a role model, and I really like that, especially in high school. And I just love the impact that you can make with that type of platform. And I was like, you know what, I have to have something like that in my life, where I can help others, I can inspire the younger generation. But I was like, you know what, what is the biggest flaw in my life, I think? And it was my weight. And I decided that the next thing for me was going to be weight loss. And I knew I wanted to do it anyway. And I'm like, how many people who are like me, who are big their whole life, just say they can't lose weight, and they just try so many times, and it's not an easy thing to do. It's a simple thing to do, but it's very hard to do in the moment. And I knew that kind of going in, and I knew I'd tried before for shorter periods of time. But I said, this is the time, football's over. I have no excuse to stay heavy to any extent. And yeah, I might lose some strength, but who cares? I'm not playing football now. I can get some strength back later. The focus now needs to be on losing fat. And once I told myself that, it was pretty much go time. And I just made the decision, And for the first time ever, I started consistently taking weekly photos, consistently weekly weighing in. And, I'd done that for maybe a few days or even a few weeks before, but I kept with it for more than that. I just said, you know what, I'm going to keep doing it. And the food, that was very, very difficult for me. And it came down to a lot of people would question you, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm tracking my macros, and this is what I got to hit. I am going to lose weight. And I think a lot of people thought, this was some fad diet I was trying, a lot of people do. And I probably had in the past. And it's okay, yeah, you're going to do this diet for a while, and then you're going to go back to being normal like the rest of us. And a big thing in college is drinking too. So many people are going to ask you and be like, oh, come on, we're just one day, blah, blah, blah. I literally said no. I literally said no. To tell you how extreme I went to it, I was like, alcohol in your system isn't, until it gets out of your system, your body is not going to be able to burn fat. It is focused on getting that alcohol out of your system. So the beer itself is not the problem. It's the alcohol. And so I bought non-alcoholic beer, with 0% alcohol. There are some of those out there. And when we wanted to play party games, I still wanted to be social and hang out, even though I'm kind of a quieter guy, but I still want to hang out with my buddies and my housemates and have fun. So I would play drinking games with 0 alcohol beer, which probably sounds crazy, but I did that for a good 4-5 months, in the last semester of my college. And then that last month of May when I graduated, there was a period there where I had fun. I drank a little bit, a few days there. I had fun, but then after that, it was right back on track. And then when I moved and got my first job, it was like, okay, this is my first real job. Like, how am I going to do this? I have to now adjust to like what a normal person's daily life is like. And so I like to lift in the mornings. So I got up early and started lifting in the mornings. And, Haley and we started focusing on meal prepping, and I would meal prep I like to grill. So I would grill a lot of meat, like protein. So it'd be like chicken breast and like burgers and stuff. And I would just meal prep a lot of protein, and I would just grill a lot of that. And then, we would supplement, we'd supplement the sides here and there and whatever we liked. And I just had a consistent, protein for lunch every single day. And I just worked around that, tracked my macros with the First Form app. And that's how I kind of went about going into that. So the long story short is there was a way I figured it out. I didn't know how I was going to do it right away, but I figured it out. You know what I mean? It wasn't simple right away. It was hard to do, but the biggest portion of it is I said no to the other things, and I consistently just kept going. And if there was a weekend or, that time during graduation where I did drink, boom, literally the next day, I was back on track. Literally the next day. I minimized the rebound back to where I was. I did not let that rebound go farther than it needed to be. I literally, the next day, boom, we're back on track. There's no time to pout or be mad at yourself. It's, yeah, I wish I wouldn't have, maybe. Or maybe it's just like, hey, this is my lifestyle now. If I want this to be consistent, I have to be able to adjust to these types of situations. So I just decided if we have a bad day, next day is perfect, or, better. So that's how I went about it. And that's what the difference maker is just continually grinding. It's not about being perfect every single day. It's about being, consistent with your process and consistently hitting your macros, consistently getting in the gym, getting resistance training in, consistently getting some walking in, and, drinking enough water every day. And those are the big things right there. Is really, that's how simple it is. It's hard to do over and over again, but once you adjust and once your friends kind of, understand what you're doing, and it's going to be hard right away for them to understand because they don't see what your vision is. But you can do it. And once you start to see results, I tell you what, you shed off 10, 20 pounds and they're going to be like, hey, you're doing good, man. And then they might be like, for a while, they might be like, hey, you deserve a break. Don't fall for that one, and just keep grinding. And I tell you what, once you get like 30, 40 pounds, people are going to start to be like, holy cow, man, you look like a different person. And then after that, you keep going. I can't even tell you, like, people are going to start asking you what you did. They're going to be like, holy cow, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You are inspiring me to go get in the gym. And that is the most motivating thing that can ever happen. And once you reach that point, I tell you what, you will never want to go back. You will never want to go back. You will want to keep grinding, keep helping others, find that success as well. Winners help others find success. They don't put other people down. Winners help others win, period. So that's enough rambling for today. I'll probably make this into some sort of a video, but I was really just testing out the tripod and then kind of had something pop in my mind. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video. I know it's not a fancy YouTube channel. Still working on the iPhone, but it's a young channel, and I appreciate all you first subscribers so much, more than you know. If you have any friends or anybody that you think can benefit from my channel anyway, just share it with them, please. And if you ever want to reach out, in the comments or something, reach out to me. Add me on Instagram, message me. I'm more than happy to help any of you reach your goals. And I don't sell a diet plan. I may ask you to go to the 1st Phorm app. That's what I used, but I'm not selling anything to you guys. So I appreciate you watching and appreciate the support. God bless. Go get it done.